This is why the #1 thing I'll never play with on this channel is the cartel. Have you guys ever heard about this? A Mexican artist called Chalino Sánchez. I believe I'm saying his name correct, and if I'm not, I apologize. But we see a picture of him and Tupac here shaking hands. Rest in peace to both the men in that image. What this video is about is allegedly a man reading his own death letter. Like his murderer wrote him a letter of what is going to happen. And his last performance, him reading it on stage and what happens next. I never heard of this story previously. I want to see if any of you guys did, might know more about the story. I want to see how he passed away. If this doesn't cover it, I'll Google it after. But this is really crazy to me. This is really crazy. Like only in Mexico, bro. Only in Mexico. Would I be more scared in the cartel than the art? Video shows the exact moment Mexican singer Chalino Sánchez is handed a note believed to be a death threat by the cartel. Visible distress, he didn't falter and finished his performance. He was killed later that evening. His murder remains unsolved. What's crazy is you can't just read the letter he had and maybe solve the whole thing. Read the letter. The letter must say something on there. A tip, a trick, something must be on that letter. He goes on to sing as well, like, give me your life, I'll give you mine, or something like that. Give me your life, I'll give it to you as well, like crazy. You can see him wiping sweat off his head as he's trying to get the letter. Somebody put the heat up in here? Woo! I don't know how I got so hot out of nowhere. That's might be your last performance, or to even see that death threat, and to be in Mexico, you know they don't play no game. It could have just been the bill. We don't know for sure. This is all alleged as well. He could have been reading the bill of what he has to pay for his table after his girl ordered 4 lobsters and 8 bottles of Bel Air. We don't know exactly what was on that letter. This is all alleged. But let's actually Google and see how he was killed. On January 24th, 1992, Sanchez was attacked by Arado Galos while performing at the Plaza Los Arcos restaurant and nightclub in Coachella, California. I'm thinking this was in Mexico. Sanchez was shot twice near his armpit, striking his lung, and a gunfight ensued. Hold on, they said it's unsolved still to this day. They got exactly who did it, Mr. Right Here. Hold up. In California as well, in the United States. Whoa. Hold on. LA Times even did an article about this. 30 beers, a cock, a pole, fight, and a gun. The untold story of the man that killed Chalino Sánchez. Nah, gunfight ensued though. He had it on him as well. Shout out to LA Times.
Edward Alvarado Gallegos cast his mind back 3 decades to the night in 1992 that he tried to kill a legend. After clambering drunkenly onto the stage of a nightclub, he stood face to face with the singer Chalino Sánchez. Both men had traveled similar paths. Like Chalino, Gallegos was a teenager when he left his home state of Sinaloa, where his family worked the fields in poverty. Gallegos was looking for the American dream, to earn money. He would say decades later, it didn't turn out that way. Chalino found fame and fortune in the dance halls of southeastern Los Angeles County, singing corridas, ballads that chronicled the lives of men who made a living sending drugs, money and people across the U.S.-Mexican border. Gallegos was broke, addicted to heroin, and losing his marriage when he invited himself on stage at the Plaza Los Arcos in Coachella.
So he just walked on stage? Nah, that has to do something with that. That gotta do something with that.
Gallegos pointed a gun at Chalino's chest and pulled the trigger 4 times. Chalino drew his own gun and fired back. Pandemonium erupted. A young man, dancing with his wife, was fatally wounded in the crossfire. Chalino eluded death that night, but it was only a reprieve. 4 months later, his body was found dumped in a canal in Sinaloa. His murder, which has never been solved, cast the earlier shooting in a new light. Was that chaotic night in Coachella the handiwork of a drunken patron? Or was Gallegos a hired gun for some trafficker Chalino had angered? Gallegos was sentenced to 20 years to life, but it wasn't until 2012, when he was first up for parole, that that he spoke about the night he tried to kill Chalino. At that hearing and subsequent ones in 2017 and 2022, reported here for the first time, Gallegos recounted his life leading up to the shootout at Plaza Los Arcos and told two contradicting stories of why he shot the singer.
Hold on, so now we're starting to hear more about it. So he wasn't killed that night. He was shot multiple times and then was found later in Sinaloa. That's why his murder's unsolved.
After 31 years behind bars, Gallegos, 64, was released from prison on May 9th, according to a spokeswoman for the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation. He faced deportation to Mexico, but his current whereabouts are unknown and neither he nor his family could be reached for comment. Chalino's legend has only grown with the passage of time. The night at Plaza Los Arcos made him known as a man who did not just sing of gunfights but won them. His murder remains an enduring mystery. The theories of who wanted him dead, and for what reasons, are too numerous to count.
They're saying he wasn't only rapping about it, he was also about it. He pulled out the strap that day. Also, they had to drop on him because he got on stage and popped shots. He ended up pulling out while singing and still ended up saving his own life. It's crazy. To still lose it just a little bit later. Rest in peace, rest in peace, rest in peace. This is all new to me. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I really did not know his music prior to even seeing this. I still don't know his music. I heard about 15 seconds. That's something that we probably have to look at one day on this channel, man. Subscribe to the channel. Anything you know more about this myth, this legend, please let me know down below. Stuff like this be interesting to me, all jokes aside. Subscribe to the channel. We're on that way to 10,000. So.